The next joint we're going to talk about with the upper extremity is going to be your elbow joint. This is a medial view, so that would need to be the right arm because we're looking at the medial side of the joint. And you can see you got your radius, which lies lateral to the ulna when you're talking about anatomical position. Okay, so here's the anatomical position. You got your ulna and your radius. So if I'm simply flexed the elbow and I have a medial view, I'm going to have ulna and radius on the lateral side. You can see there are two bones that lie there in the lower portion of the arm. Movement, you're going to have your major movement is going to be your flexion and extension, which is going to be situated right here of the actual elbow joint. You also are going to have supination and pronation of the wrist, which you're going to see illustrated right here. You can see what happens in supination. You actually are returning to the anatomical position. The ulna and the radius are lying parallel to each other. When you pronate, the radius rotates over the ulna. Okay? Example with the elbow being bent is your thumb would be going outward to 90 and versus inward to 90 on pronation. So understand that in the supinated position, which is going to be your anatomical position, whether I'm here or here, the bones lie parallel to each other. It's when I pronate the wrist that this radius will actually crisscross over the ulna. The muscles that affect the flexion of the elbow are going to be your biceps brachii and brachialis muscles. Their purpose is to bend the elbow or decrease the angle of the joint, and that's really pretty much it. Brachioradialis is going to be your assister. When we have an arm curl, it's going to crisscross the lower portion of your ulna and it crisscrosses into your humerus. The triceps brachii, you can see they have actual, hence the word triceps. There are three muscles. One of them, as you can see, the origin of the long head of the tricep crisscrosses and attaches to that lateral border of the scapula. And anytime we're stretching a muscle, we try to do the opposite of the motion. So like in this case, if the purpose of the tricep is to extend the elbow, bending it from the origin to the insertion would be the way to stretch it. But we don't just stretch our triceps like that. We bring them over our head and stretch back here because in order to get that third head, the long head, we need to increase the distance between this point all the way to that point, and all the way to do that is to bring our arm over our head. So that's important to understand the connection of why you feel a greater tricep stretch on that third head or your long head of the triceps. Just drop there.